Welcome to DK Champ. I hope that you all scored well last night. All the guys that I said yesterday pretty much did about what we thought they would. The only one that messed up really was Bridges, and he ended up getting a little bit undervalued, but the rest of the guys exceeded their value. So if you put the right ones in the lineup together, you probably did fairly well. I cashed in all my double ups, and then I catching about half of my GPP, so I ended up making a little bit, but not, I made a little bit more than I put in. But going into tonight's slate, things are going to be a little bit more difficult because we have 11 games, and this could be potentially dangerous as far as like trying to pick out what you think. So I'm not going to play a ton tonight. I'll probably play a couple of like the $3 games, and I like this $4 game that has 2 times minimum cash. So I'm going to play probably one of these in a $3 game, and that's pretty much it because there's just so much that could happen in this. And the way that I'm going to approach this is going to be going with the mid-tier guys more so than the studs. I will show you some of the value picks, but for the most part, I'm going for the guys that are between 5 and 7,000, and really just trying to hope that they get their, exceed 5, 6, 7 times value. So there are a few guys that I really like, and I'll go over those guys first, and then I'll go back and show you all the guys that I think have potential to do well tonight. So one of my favorite picks on tonight is going to be Nance. And if you go to this Cleveland game, Nance has been doing fairly well, but he will be filling in some minutes tonight, and he should get a little bit of upkick here. And we're thinking that Nance is going to be in a really good position for this. So Tristan Thompson is going to be out, and Nance is going to be the guy that should be able to get in and get some of the rebounds, and he should be a lock at double-double. And at 57, I think we need to take a risk on him. I think he is probably going to be one of the highly owned guys on the slate, but I'm liking him a lot in this position. Next one in the forward position that I like is going to be Randall. Mayer took his out, and when he's out, Randall has been a stud, and with him in, Randall has been a stud. So Randall is an absolute monster, and he needs to be in your lineup. So I think he is a must play, and I really like him a lot. So that's the guy that I like there. Next up, I can't remember if he's listed as, small forward here. So Bazemore should be getting and we'll go to that Atlanta game so you can see it. But Bazemore should be starting tonight, should be able to get a few more minutes with Prince being out. So I think Bazemore is going to be a solid pick in this game. Don't discount Atlanta. I know that they've had a lot of struggles and they haven't played well, but they've got some guys coming back, and they got guys that have been able to play and get up and play when they need to. And I think this game's going to be closer than what people are thinking. I like Bazemore in this position. So that's 3 guys so far. Keeping it rolling. Let's see. We'll go to guard. One person to look out for is going to be Ben Simmons, which I'll talk about him in just a minute. Let's keep on going. Next one that I have in the majority of my lineups, or what I'll be playing mostly tonight, is going to be Drew Holliday. Love Drew Holliday. He is an absolute monster again, and I like him in pretty much every slate I've played Drew Holliday, and his price just doesn't seem to go up, even though he's still producing. So look for him to be around 45 to 50 points tonight. I like him a lot, and he'll be playing in several of my lineups as well. So that's 4. One other person that I will put in is going to be guard. And like I said, do not discount Atlanta. I think the way things are going in Atlanta, they're heading in the right direction. I think they're finally getting the stuff together so that they can play a good, solid game. And Lynn is going to be out of this game, and I think that means that Trae Young will pretty much stay in the entire time. And for that reason, for $6,000 going against Dallas, I think you have to play Trae Young. So this will be my core five here tonight. Randall, Young, Nance, Bazemore, and Holliday. Now this is based off of basically a lot of these are injuries, and then a lot of these are just complete dominance by some of these guys. So this is going to kind of be my core four. And some of the other guys that I like will go down to the utility spot, and I'll show you some of these. Embiid has been an absolute beast. He going against Brooklyn, he should be a definite. I mean, he should just kill it. The only thing that scares me away is 10-5. I think he'll be played a lot, but it scares me that his price tag is that big. And he's probably the most consistent guy to go 50 points, so he might be worth the risk. And I may try to fit him in a couple little quarter GPPs, but he's a monster. So if you can get him in, that's great. Same thing with Towns. Towns against Sacramento, he usually plays very, very well against Sacramento, and they have reflected that in his price tag. He hasn't been this high in quite a while. You can see last time he was as high as when he went against Cleveland, who had, at that point in time, had nobody down low, but Tristan Thompson has really stepped up that piece. But you can see he's back in it. And the last time that they played Sacramento, he had 66 fantasy points. So he's one to keep an eye on. Steph Curry's been a stud. Kevin Durant plays very, very well against Toronto, but the times that he did that, Steph was out. So not sure how that'll transition with Steph being back. I'm going to fade those two, but I'm sure it would be pretty solid for them. Next is Kawhi Leonard. He plays very well in big games, and this is one that he rested for last night. He should be good to go. They said that he was out for a hip problem, but I think he was just resting on this so that he could be ready for this game. So be looking for him. He could be a potential monster for you. Last I heard, Blake Griffin was out. It says rest is available Wednesday against the Hornets. The last I saw, it said he was not in. So anyway, one person to look out for is Ben Simmons. If you look at Ben Simmons' numbers, his fantasy points have dropped a little bit compared to what he was producing at the beginning, and it has changed a little bit with Butler there. Butler is questionable tonight, not expected to play, so just keep that in mind. He could be a guy that could have a monstrous game without Butler there. Scrolling on down the line, these guys, John Collins has been really, really good. I'll have him in a couple lineups. Like I said, Atlanta's coming together right now, and an Atlanta stack would not be a bad idea, I think, in tonight's slate. It'll probably be low owned, and you have the chance there of all those guys playing very well. Whiteside's out again, so you can go down for the replacement there. Some other guys that I'm liking, like we said, Tristan Thompson's out. So let's go down and see if we can find some value. Here we go. Bam is the guy that you would play if Whiteside's out. So let's go down to the $4,000 range and just see what we have here. There are some guys that I have. I'll be playing in some of the GPPs and to get some of the higher. But like I said, I'm probably going to limit my high usage to probably Embiid. Probably my number one big guy that I want to get. So guys that you want to look at, still rolling down. Looney, always in a good spot here for Golden State. We have Kevin Huerter. He should be filling in some minutes here, and he should be able to get you 25 points if you're looking for a GPP guy. He's probably a good one. Sherpert, same thing. He's going to be filling in some minutes, so look at him there. Could be a decent pick. Kennard, you'll have to check and see the status, but he's been getting some extra run, and that's been transitioning to him getting some points. Let's see. And there may be a couple of guys that I've missed here. I think I did. I'll type them in so I can show you. Yep. All right. I'll type them in here. Brunson is 1. Jalen Brunson for Dallas is going to be filling in some minutes, and he should be in line to get an extra run tonight. And he should be a good pick for you. And we talked about Kevin already, so Kevin would be in a good spot as well. And those are pretty much the guys that I'm liking from a more of a sleeper style standpoint. These two should be in a pretty good spot here. And there's several more that are probably going to open up when injuries keep happening, but as news comes forward. But these two guys have proven that they can actually produce when they are in these positions. So that's what I'm going to start with tonight. And here's my 5 again. I like these guys. These are good positions. It leaves you at 58 for average on the rest. And I hope that you all come up with something good. And I hope you won last night. If you did, leave a comment below and let us know how you did. It wasn't a very high-scoring game. I expect the opposite tonight. I think you'll have to have over 300 even cash. And I think that's going to be fairly easy to obtain with these 5 guys. So let me know your thoughts, and good luck tonight.